Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mr. Neely. Just want to let you know you can take notes while watching these videos. That's okay with us. You don't have to, but you can take those notes. Uh, as we go throughout these lessons, make sure you're paying attention, right? We expect you to watch these videos, pay attention throughout, come in with questions. That's what we want you to do. Come in with questions, but make sure you are paying attention. Today is grammar lesson B. Uh, Grammar lesson B, we're going to talk about verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and articles. Let's go ahead and get started. Uh, First up, you have verbs. Verbs are the action, the drama, the moment of your sentences. You can have static verbs, you can have dynamic verbs, but in both cases, they are the action of your sentence. You can even have helping verbs, so has, may, might. But verbs are what propels your sentences forward. They are what give your sentences action. Those are your verbs. You can also have adjectives. Adjectives are the escorts of nouns. They always accompany a noun. All right, they're describing how a noun looks, right? How a noun feels, how a noun tastes, right? Adjectives describe nouns. Adverbs are the adjective's more promiscuous brother or sister, right? So they can modify verbs, adjectives, adverbs, sentences. They ask questions like when, where, how much. Those are adverbs. Those are adverbs. We'll look at the difference between the two here in just a second. And then you have articles. Articles are a form of adjective, right? But you have the, a, or un, right? So let's take a look at that specifically, right? This is basic. So Jeff rode a horse to school. Horse starts with a consonant sound, so you would use the article a here. Now here's the rule between a versus an. A comes before the words that begin with a consonant sound. Un comes before the words that begin with a vowel sound. So Eric thought it was a great honor to be the class representative. Or Eric thought it was an honor to be the class representative. This is a little tricky because you've probably been told that if it starts with a vowel, then you use the AN. But that's not always the case, right? It's more about the sound, the vowel sound. So this, even though this starts with the H, which is a consonant, it has the vowel sound honor to be the class representative. So you would use AN. Let's take a look at some action verbs here. You're going to have to be able to identify action verbs in your writing. So action verbs describe what someone or something does. So Tony dances every Tuesday after school. Sarah and Ricky cooked dinner together. Candace dreams of becoming a doctor. We've got past tense here. We've got present tense here. It doesn't matter what tense. These are all verbs. All right? These are all verbs. Guys, the key here is knowing how to use verbs correctly, how to use adjectives, adverbs, articles correctly. All right? If you use them correctly, you can enhance your writing. These silly mistakes, they diminish your writing and make it hard for the reader to read. All right? Adjectives. Remember, we said adjectives are the escorts of nouns, right? So they describe nouns. They usually tell us what kind, which one, how many. So Charlotte told a hilarious joke. Hilarious is the escort there of joke. So hilarious joke. And they usually come before the nouns they describe. Not always, but usually. So Ava is wearing orange shoes, or Jacob met a friendly green alien. Both friendly and green describe alien. So those are both adjectives. And Italian food is Logan's favorite. Let's look at comparative adjectives. So there's two other types of adjectives, comparative and superlative. You don't need to know those terms, but you need to be able to recognize that these are still adjectives. So for example, Danny's soup was hot. That's an adjective. Now if we're going to compare his soup with his tea, we would say Danny's soup was hotter than his tea. Or Olivia's hair is soft versus Olivia's hair is softer than silk. You wouldn't say something like, I am forgetfuler than Wyatt. No, you would say, I am more forgetful than Wyatt, right? Use more instead of er when using longer adjectives, right? Now, superlative adjectives tell us what is the most, right? Or who has the most. So you've heard of superlatives in a yearbook, right? We have senior superlatives. That's what this is, right? So senior superlatives tell us who is the most athletic, right? Who is the smartest kid in the class. So Chris is a smart kid. Oh, but he's actually the smartest, so we would say Chris is the smartest kid in my class. Or Al's cake is tasty versus Al's cake is the tastiest one here. Again, you wouldn't say forgetfulest, or you would say most forgetful. Addie is the most forgetful girl I know. Now, let's take a look at adverbs and see how those compare to adjectives. So remember, adverbs can describe verbs, other adverbs, adjectives, entire clauses, and even sentences. They most often end with ly, but not always. Take a look here. It says, John quickly napped. Quickly is an adverb that describes the verb nap. So in this case, the adverb is describing a verb. Grace speaks loudly. Loudly describes how Grace speaks. Loudly does not describe Grace, just speaks, right? Adverb can also tell us when. So yesterday, Jana ran. That is an adverb describing the verb ran. Remember, adjectives describe nouns. Quick nap, loud voice, quiet dog. Right? In this case, the adjective describes the noun because a nap here is a person, place, or a thing. It's a thing. Up here, it's an action. John napped. Okay? So he quickly napped. Here, he took a quick nap. There's a difference. All right, there's the end of grammar lesson B. Remember, bring in your questions. Write those questions down. Bring those in to class. We'll take a look at them. We'll answer any questions, and we'll keep working through these lessons. Have a good one.